Hello everyone, I am Gaganeshwari. I am here to present MEC protocol. So IEEE 802.15.4 MEC Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers released the 802.15.4 MEC standard for wireless personal area networks, equipped with a duty cycle mechanism where the size of active and inactive ports can be adjustable during the PAN formation. So, but now we are going to see about the scheduled based MAC protocols. Okay, so scheduled based MAC protocols means it have some challenges. What are that means? Although scheduled based MAC protocol can avoid collision, overhearing, and idle listening problems. Then during network setup, the topology changes. The maintenance of scheduling involves traffic signaling, which causes protocol overhead. A strict time synchronization between the neighboring nodes is required, which involves some extra traffic signaling. And due to clock drift of oscillators and mobility of nodes, synchronization is required. So, schedule adaptation becomes difficult with the change of network traffic load. So, the nodes require significant amount of memory to keep it under its neighbor's schedule. Distributed assignments of conflict-free TDMA schedule is difficult. Then schedule-based MAC protocol have some features. What does that means? In this class of MAC protocol, message delay and bandwidth are readily guaranteed because of the requirements of accurate time synchronization among neighborhood nodes. So, a dedicated time slot is allocated to each node for message transmission, and the node that owns the slot has the sole access right on the medium during this time interval. So, a scheduler is selected which collects all time slot allocations request and distributes the final schedule back to the transmitters and receivers. So, nodes that are not participating in the transmission can go to the sleep mode until the next round of the schedule distribution. Then some for a large wireless network such as WHN clustering may be utilized for a simpler and less hopping request collection procedure purpose, but it is not the only available scheduling technique. Then cluster heads or the schedulers and nodes within a cluster send their request to the cluster head. So, the cluster head schedules the transmission on the basis of the request and distributes the time slot assignment to the cluster members. Then, last one is the packet that are destined for the sync must either hop through the cluster heads that form the second tier of nodes or transmitted directly to the sync by using long range video. Okay, the long range radios. Then various schedule based MAC protocol for WHN. Well, now we are going to see about the LEACH, a low energy adaptive clustering hierarchy, that is shown in the figure. Okay, in this actually LEACH is a TDMA based protocol designed for dense sensor network. So LEACH partitions the sensor nodes into clusters with dedicated clusters head in each cluster. So the role of the cluster head is to create the TDMA schedule, distribute and maintain the schedule with its cluster members. So the cluster head aggregates data of its members and transmits data to the sync. The cluster's head selection is done by each node independently based on the least time the node served as a cluster head. Then the non-cluster's head chooses their cluster's head based on the received signal strength. Since the cluster head node is switched on the all the times, so it burns its energy quickly and goes to die. So the problem is solving by selecting the new cluster heads in the next round. That is on in the figure. Okay, so the in LEACH, each round consists of a setup phase and steady state phase. So during the setup phase, first node is first node elect themselves as a cluster head based on loss serving. After that, in advertisement phase, cluster head nodes inform their neighbors with an advertisement packet 6. So the non-cluster head nodes picks the packet with the strongest received signal and inform the cluster head node to join in the cluster during the cluster setup phase. Now the cluster head node know all its members nodes and creates. Then TDMA actually schedule with the randomly chosen CDMA code for avoiding intercluster interference for its members and then broadcast the schedule. Now the members nodes know their own time slot during which it has to be switched on. Then the last at this time the optimum percentage of cluster head among all the nodes of the network is about 5%. Then MACS, that means self-organizing medium access control for sensor networks. This protocol combines the detection of neighboring nodes and assignments of TDMA schedule. To set up exclusive link or channel to the nodes, SMACS depends on the some assumptions. First assumption is each node can tune its transceiver to an arbitrary channel among many available channels. Then second assumption is all nodes divides its time locally into fixed length superframes, where superframes are subdivided into time slots. And this requires time synchronization. Then the third one is most of the nodes are stationary. Such link or channel assignment is valid for a long time. In SMACS, a link is directional for bidirectional operation. Two such links are required. So in SMACS, neighbor discovery and link setup consists of 4 different cases. Actually, that is shown in the figure. Okay, so type 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, in a case 1, actually node X and Y both so far unconnected, means the X send the invitation message, Y answers telling X is unconnected to any other devices, and node X tells Y to pick slot frequency for the link. Then node Y send back the link specification. In the case 2, actually X has some neighbors and Y do not have any. That means node X will construct link specifications and instruct Y to use it. Okay, since Y is unattached. Then case 3, X no neighbors. So Y has some neighbors. Y picks line specification. In a case 4, both nodes already have a links. So nodes exchange their schedule and pick free slot or frequencies in mutual agreement. So message exchanges are predicted by randomized backoff. So after link shut up the nodes wake up periodically once per superframe. So in the respective receiver time slots. So the receiver is tuned to the corresponding channel. Okay, thank you. Thanks for listening.